Nakabo Fulani na.
Candela ga front.
Make go Adam.
Go front.
Na Fulani.
Make they go front na.
Na Fulani be this.
Oh.
Na them. Una the spoil people farm. Una the spoil people farm anyhow. Come with us. Come on,
serious concern that over 34 million Nigerians risk dying as a result of hunger, starvation, citing climate change, flooding of farmlands, and poor yields, and insecurity as well, leading to the shortage of food supply across different regions of this country. To make it worse, in the last decades, the farmers could no longer go to farm because of the state of insecurity, the escalation of the crisis rocking the entire suburb regions of the country, where we have predominant farmers occupying. The likes of the food basket of the nation, the Benue, have been deserted as a result of unending conflicts between the militia groups, the name under the urges of headers and the farmers class. But time has proven otherwise, that this is not just mere farmers headers clash. There are more ulterior motives behind these escalations and dastard killings of the indigenous people, which eventually are these displaced persons has been within the displaced camps, internally displaced camps, for close to 2 decades. And their own farmland ancestral communities being taken over. Now, with all these reports, disturbing reports that should be a source of worry to the national security, we still have the Fulani herders moving their cattle from one point to the other, destroying the farmlands and the crops of the indigenous people who, out of their own penury, out of the scarce resources, have been able to go to farm to plant their crops, only to watch their crops being destroyed or eaten up by the cows. So that gives a very serious worry or source of concern. Why should, in this 21st century, such be allowed to continue? The reason that informs the Ebonyi youth, they said, no, we cannot continue. We can't die as a result of starvation by the Fulani's cows, moving their cattle in our home, in our farms, destroying, desecrating the farmlands without any compensation. For crying out, this is their private business. So why should they use their own private business to destroy the source of livelihood of the greater majority of indigenous people? They rely mostly on their farm proceeds for sustainability. So if you continue to destroy their farmlands, overrun their crops, use your animals, your cows, to destroy it, thereafter you also take the cow to market, you make money from there to sustain your family, to go to market and buy crops, foodstuffs, and the rest of them, why the people you have destroyed their farms has no place to fall back.
Oye we bule. Here no be Enugu State. Yeah, come here. Move it. Go there pursue your cow. Go there control your cow. Move it. Move it. I go wipe your head now. Move it. Come. Come on, move it also. Move it. Fulani, go. Fulani. Don't fire you people. Don't fire you people. Now. Move it. Fulani. Don't fire you people. When I spoil people farm. Anyhow. Move it. Kaunde ke onye. Ndeka bo Fulani na.
Udo ka ndị la ga front.
Make go Adam.
Go front.
Na Fulani.
Make they go France now.
Na Fulani be this.
Oh.
Na them. Una the spoil people farm. Una the spoil people farm anyhow. Come on, move it also. Come on, move it also.
Come on, go capture the place.
Move it also.
You dey do anyhow. You want my culture?
Una. Echo, Anama. Come on, move it. Una the spoil people farm. Huh? The spoil people farm. Plus, on the carry gun, sir. Move it. Come on, move it.
They go quick. You know where?
You say you know where? You know where? You carry cow.
You know where?
Another people something they spoil am.
They spoil their farm.
For all those ones they spoil.
I don't know whether it don't mess stuff. This place they smell. Hey, you phone them. Now holy nation. Now they will enter for our place. They do anyhow. Here no be Enugu state. Where be say I go rep women. Collect this stick. They took them inside Nyash.
Who work for Nyash?
When I think say here in Enugu.
God forbid.
You know say God dey exist, abi. I'm a Juba man bragging at now.
So what height of injustice is this? No, common sense should be applied in this case. This is your private business. You use it to destroy other people's source of livelihood, thereby threatening the existence of the entire community that depends on the proceeds of their farm. If eventually you don't destroy it and they go to farm, you will be raped, you will be killed, and the rest of that, just as the Ebonyi youth are speaking of, that this is not Enugu where you invade farmlands, communities, you rape, you kill, you destroy people's farmland. You even make videos and send it to the social media on most of the occasions. So with that well, would that be allowed to continue? Just imagining moving your cattle to the granite plantation or the granite farmland of the north. You eat all the granules. Will they have any yield for the next harvesting season? Or you destroy their carrots, their cucumbers, or whatever they have planted? There won't be any yield, and they won't, of course, expect sustainability. So if that will not be okay to be done in the north, why moving your cattle down to the east to destroy their farmlands? For crying loud, the north has the comparative advantage in terms of expanse of land. These are arable lands. They are not barren land. They are fertile. They can grow the shrubs, the grasses to feed these cattle. Yes, for efficient productivity and yield. Those cattle ranches could be built for the cattle. You train your cattle in your own locality as the people grow their own crops in their own locality. And in the time of harvest, they harvest it and move it down to the target market. Why is that so difficult to understand? Is it by moving the cattle from one point to the other that you will have a sense of fulfillment? While moving the cattle, you spread your terror across the host communities or become an informant, of course, that could expose the people to attack, incessant attacks. So there is nothing wrong if the people decide to evict the Fulani herders who had become defiant over the years. This informed the reason in most recent time the governor of Imo State said the Fulani herders and their cows or cattle should vacate the Owerri municipal. You can't be taking your cattle where human beings reside. Cattle are meant to be tamed in a ranch. The president has visited Brazil and every other, Norway, and people that are into massive husbandry, animal husbandry, and the rest of them. The highest exporters of milk, hide and skins are not Nigerian, even in terms of meat. So why crying aloud? Why crying loud? Why not allow people, of course, to have that peace of mind? This is more or less being mischievous. Or, of course, as people have expressed some level of uncertainty and apprehensions, there are more ulterior motive for moving these cattle other than what narrative they are trying to create outside there. So you can see how determined the Ebonyi people are willing to put a stop to that. You see, you can't destroy our crop and take your cattle to markets without compensation. Take your cattle where you brought it from, and then let peace reign. If need become necessary, at maturity, you take it down to the target market. Is that too difficult to understand? When they harvest their cassavas and crops and maize and vegetables, they can decide to transport it to the north or any other part of the world. To make their money. Likewise, you. So, in the interests of equity, fairness, and justice, I think the Eastern governors should be more responsive in addressing these issues rather than being moved or paying lip service with what is going on. Because neither the Fulani herders nor the government pay compensation to those whose farmland had been destroyed. There are no palliative or compensation given to them. So they incur the loss. If you have expended hundreds of thousands and millions in farming, you just lose everything. There is no insurance, there is no security, no compensations. And when the people speak that we can't allow this to continue, that our lives have been threatened, our sustainability, source of income, and sustainability is being threatened, the government is paying lip service. We have the speakers of the states, they are not addressing this. The state assemblies are not enacting laws that will address this and prohibit open grazing. It's as simple as that to address that. Why are they paying lip service? Why are they keeping mute? Why the entire existence of the people, the indigenous people, have been threatened. So you wouldn't blame the people for saying, no, we can't continue to wait and watch our own source of livelihood. Imagine you plant your rice plantations, your maize plantations is being overrun, running into expanse of lands, and you fold your hands and be wailing, be crying. This has been a recurrent occurrence. So would you have to blame the people? Should they decide to right the wrongs? If the government has been insensitive and inactive on such matters, it is very unfortunate. I commend the Ebonyi State youths for conducting and comporting themselves in the midst of provocations. They are able to conduct themselves in orderly manner, of course, to ensure there is peace, regardless of the unnecessary provocations coming from the headers or the Fulanis, marauders. Now, if eventually their cattle were attacked, they will feel so bad. They will feel so bad. But destroying other people's farmlands, which is their source of livelihood, they feel unperturbed, unconcerned. They are not being affected by that. Where is that humanity? Where is that justice? It's very unfortunate, honestly. When you're destroying people's source of livelihood, you are not perturbed, it doesn't bother you. But when eventually the people, of course, react or try to retaliate by attacking the cows, that becomes a problem. Who accepting justice? Who will not feel bad after spending billions or millions of naira in the farming season, expecting, of course, to recoup during the harvest? All of a sudden, you saw your entire farmland, expanse of land, being overrun, eaten up by the cattle. Will you feel happy about that? So if you won't be happy about that, now why are you doing it to others? That is the golden rule. If you're not happy with such development, why are you doing the same thing to people which you understand that the major source of livelihood is agriculture, farm. So it's high time that people begin to tell themselves the truth, and the appropriate authorities must address these issues to serve as a deterrent, because there must be balance. Of course, there are other people that rear cattle. They are not just the only people. In Igbo land, they rear ehi Igbo. They rear goats, sheep, and the rest of them. So nobody has been complaining because they built their own ranch, pen for them, and eventually, when it is mature, they take it to the market. Other than allowing it to be roaming about and destroying people's source of livelihood, and yet the government is not paying serious attention to this. And at the end of the day, we will not even compensate people who have lost the entire existence to the Fulani herders through the invasion of the Fulanis into their farms. So such possibly will not be allowed to continue, because injustice to one is injustice to all. So the people have reasoned that this is not amiable. We must not watch ourselves, of course, being starved to death by destroying our source of livelihood, while the same people would take their cattle to markets, sell it, and make proceeds from there to take care of their homes and their itineraries and the rest of them. Let's have your own take regarding this development. Something must be done. But sadly, the Eastern governors are paying this service to this critical national issue that poses a threat to national security.
Oye we bule. Here no be Enugu State. Yeah, come here. Move. Go there, pursue your cow. Go there, control your cow. Move it. Move it. I go wipe your head now. Move it. Come. Come on, move it also. Move it. Fulani, go. Fulani. Don't fire you people. Don't fire you people. Now. Move it. Fulani. Don't fire you people. When I destroy people farm. Anyhow. Move it. Kaunde ke onye. Ndeka bo Fulani na.
Udo ka ndị la ga front.
Make go Adam.
Go front.
Na Fulani.
Make they go France now.
Na Fulani be this.
Oh.
Na them. Una the spoil people farm. Una the spoil people farm anyhow. Come on, move it also. Come on, move it also.
Come on, go capture the place.
Move it also.
You go do anyhow. You want my culture?
Una. Come on, move it. Una the spoil people farm. Huh? The spoil people farm. Plus, on a the carry gun, sir. Move it. Come on, move it.
They go quick. You no, but just leave am. No be time again. They go front. They go. Normal. You come and not come again. Come on, shut up. You know where?
You say you know where? You know where? You carry cow.
You know where?
Another people want to despoil them.
They spoil their farm.
For all those who despoil.
I don't know whether I don't mess stuff. This place is smell.